Oh, missed. Whoa, jump jets. Look at that. Hey, mech's actually utilizing jump jets. That's our first time we've ever seen that. That is cool. This AI mod said they would use jump jets, and you just saw it right there. That's actually really cool. So kudos. What are you doing over there, bro? Hey, what's going on, guys? Phil here. Welcome back to another Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries playthrough. Last time we did the mission Imminent Threat, and we are going to continue where we left off that time. Like I said, again, thank you to everyone out there. Hopefully you're having a great day. Let's go ahead and dive into it. I've upgraded the Centurion paint scheme to adopt what we did on the Javelin. I will say that does look quite sexy, sir. Oh yeah, look at you, all those details. Obviously, we're doing the rescale mod, and we've also updated and are utilizing an AI mod, specifically the tabletop AI mod. I'll have a link for that down below. So notice if you see anything different with the AI and the behavior, and if the AI does have jump jets, they should be using them. At least that's what I've been told. All right, so let's go and talk to Ryana, and to do so, we have to maneuver all the way up there. So here we go on the sprint.
Commander. It turns out the bastards who attacked us and who have set up the blockade are a mercenary outfit by the name of Black Inferno.
Those sons of bitches.
Unfortunately, that's about all we know at the moment.
What?
Spears and I will try to dig up more information if we can.
Good.
The time will come when we can extract some proper vengeance. But right now, we have more pressing concerns. Inferno forces are closing in on our location. That means we only have a small window in which to fulfill our obligations to the mining company and haul ass out of here. The company wants us to take down the raiders for good by destroying their base of operations. Once that's done, they'll arrange passage for us aboard the inbound jump ship. I've detailed the mission briefing and it's waiting for your sign-off. You're free to launch whenever you're ready, Commander.
Roger that.
All right, now, I've talked about this before. To me, I really wish they'd have had something interactive here. Like, she's like, hey, this is the plan, and it like sort of showcases you, and you hear about that like in the novels and them actually using holograms. But if anything, what they could have done is have a big screen. I mean, hell, like right here or right here actually, and it's just transparent, and it could be almost like PowerPoint style, like, you know, like, hey, we're here, and they're approaching this way, and using arrows, and like, we got to go here and destroy. It's so flat. It's so flat how they're presenting the missions and the stories to you. And it's even just a little bit more storytelling and how they present it to the players goes a long way. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about that. Are you okay with just the audio, or do you feel the same way? Like, they've got this cool thing here and they just don't really utilize it very well, in my opinion. And it's very boring. Like, what is this? Like, why and what? I don't know. Anyways, let's go do the mission. We've got the Centurion, of course, is ready. I'm not even going to read that. His accent's coming through text and it hurts my brain. All right, next mission we have is Takedown. Decades ago, this planet was an epicenter of a mining gold rush. Of course, it wasn't gold the miners were after, but rhodium. Rhodium? Yeah, it was a boom, then bust for most of the companies, which means there's a lot of abandoned infrastructure left behind. One of these mining locations is where the raiders are currently holed up. You can expect a larger enemy presence than we saw at the power plant, Commander. You'll need to eliminate all of them and destroy as much infrastructure as possible. Our employers want these raiders put out of business for good, so give them hell. All right. See, like, again, going back to this, it would have been cool to see more here. Like, even if it was a video, even if it was a 2D sketch, I don't know. Is that too much? Look, we have 4 days for the Javelin, but I'm not going to take the Javelin because we can actually take the Centurion here. So that's what we're going to do. We're also going to load up here on 2 here, and we're going to go to salvage. Again, we're going to go for maximum C-bills here. I'm not so concerned with salvage and damage coverage against C-bills. We've located the Raiders' base of operations. Decades ago, this planet was epicenter of mining. Okay, blah, 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 blah. That's all the same. And of course, we've got Glacial, Clear, Morning, Bandits, Campaign. Difficulty is 5, which again is very low. And of course, duration 7 days. So by the time we come back from this mission, the Javelin should be repaired. So let's go to hop in here. We are actually going to swap this out. Very simple to do. And that looks pretty good. So I think we're going to go ahead and launch. So let's do it.
Sensors online.
I think we all wanted, right, the idea that you're in a dropship. Another thing that I think would be really cool, that we never saw is that these actually bay doors open, right? I mean, it's one of those things that you see in the intro sort of trailer, right, with the enemy mechs.
You get the horns.
All right, looks like our dropship is engaging
Exactly.
targets here, and you really don't even have to do anything, so just let them,
They must have detected us on the way in.
all right. So let's go ahead and roll out here. All right, default weapon groups. We've got AC-10 on left, mediums on second, and then, of course, group 3, which is what I want. All right. Now, when I talk a lot about animations, this Centurion is a good example. It's not as apparent in the Javelin, but one of the things I really wish they would have done, especially with Mechwarrior 5, is go past the robotic animations that they went with MWO. I specifically remember them talking about it years ago of like why they chose that. It's very, and I get it, right? They are giant robots in the sense of that, but also in the novels, and this is sort of one of those things that I just feel aesthetically, the footfall of the Centurion could have been a little bit, I'm not saying it, like, look at a human, how they run, and that's what these mechs are supposed to look like and operate like. Now, you don't have to, I think a good blend between the two is a good in between, but I don't know, is that just, anybody else feel that way? Ooh, wow, okay. Hello, that's a Manicore. We're gonna go ahead and switch targets here. Yeah, you're at me. Shoot AC-10 at you. Bam, there we go. Oh, that's cool. All right. And there we go. Cool. Don't forget, even with the velocity mod here, you still have to lead your target. And of course, the cool thing with these mods is you can change them at any time. Like if you're wanting something a little bit more red, you can do that. So let's go check out what a red looks like, or in this case, pink. Or if you want maybe something a little bit more green here. And of course, I changed the opacity level here. So a little bit more, I guess, contrast to the environment. It's easy to do. It only takes a few seconds. Again, quick shout out to Navid, and that is the 3D HUD. If you haven't used this, if you haven't checked out and you're wondering why is it so different, this is actually mocked up from the 2016 trailer where they are as far as the weapons are placed, right? You see the two mediums on the CT. That's because they're in your center torso. And the right arm is on the outside. That means it's part of your arm, that curve, instead of it being a part of your torso. Go ahead and... That would be a Scorpion. That was engaging. Ooh, you saw that shot? You saw that shot. That was a good shot.
Incoming missile. Target acquired.
I love how their locks don't get broke. Let's go ahead and take an advanced shot here. Let's take you out.
Target destroyed.
All right.
Target acquired.
Scorpions. And again, sort of shield with that left. It'd be really cool. And I talked about this on the stream, and if you haven't checked us out live on the stream, definitely do so. It's a great experience to interact with you guys. But one of the things that I feel like the experience from Mechwarrior Online to Mechwarrior 5 that wasn't really explored is like to make the mechs, like for instance, the Centurion's a good case. Oh, rude. Sorry, that was a little low. Oh, whoa, see, torso. There we go. Is the Centurion's a great example. I feel like if it had more organic animations, by the way, there's no hip movement, no side to side like the Atlas, you notice that about the Centurion? So it gets this very stiff, almost like a pogo stick that's got something stuck up its butt. But what if the missile mounts on the left torso would have been mounted up at an angle and the missiles come up out, and then you could have used the arm, like bring it up a shield almost in front of you with the shield there. So you could actually, you know, barely have to angle a little bit, but your left arm is shielding as you progress. With right now, you have to go all the way this way, and it doesn't even mean it shields you, and there's really no point. And I feel like that's the evolution. That's those things that we'd really like to see in a you know, a new Mechwarrior game, is like, you know, take that to a next level. I just felt like that would be a cool idea. Yes, I guess I could say I came up with it or whatever, but it's not like, you know, it's not a perfect idea. Maybe there's some gameplay reasons. Woo! Igors, man, those things are scary. You're not used to them. Let's go ahead and take you out. Where are you? Oh, hello. Let's go take you out. Take you out. Let's go ahead and And again, without a proper like radar system, which, you know, it's a little disorienting sometimes because if you don't have line of sight, I mean, we didn't hit that, did we? Oh, there's a medical. You know, even as an experienced, you know, player here, it's just one of those things that I thought would be really cool. And you know, we didn't really see any movement really to evolve the genre, if that makes sense. And I feel like those type of features, right, create unique characters and abilities that some of these mechs are capable of versus others.
Enemies and raise it to the ground, Commander.
And we get to be shot at by
all ground forces have been eliminated.
a
Time
vehicle.
to finish destroying
So
that
now that I pointed that out about animations, that's probably been my biggest pet peeve when it comes to a lot of the animations in this game. And that actually stems from Mechwarrior Online. I really didn't like a lot of the animations, and there was a really big difference between some animations of some mechs and others where it just felt like the ones were loved and some were just sort of abandoned here, or not really abandoned. It just, they're subpar. They didn't lack any character, or the movement just felt weird, you know? And I feel like that's been the case on a lot of mechs. I mean, the Grasshopper is just one of those mechs that or not Grasshopper, the King Crab is one of those mechs that we've talked about. The Night Star shares the same animations where, if you notice, if you look at the hips, the reason we have such jarring animations in those mechs is because they do this with the hips, right? And it's actually why we have different animations in this game when in first and third person. For those that didn't know that, there's a slightly different animation when it comes to like the King Crab and Night Star, and it's because they're trying to convey this weight by doing this huge, you know, thing, instead of it being, you know, like how the foot lands and how the just walk. It feels off, and it's one of those things where I just feel like it needed so much more love, and so many mechs are like that, where again with the robotic sort of take they did, where they don't have any foot placement, where like how you normally run or like someone walks and stuff like that. Again, these mechs are supposed to be giant avatars of like men and monsters, if you will, of animals, and I just felt like they had a chance to do that here, and they didn't. And you know, the cool thing is we can actually alter it with mods, but it's a heck of a lot of work, and it's like they had the opportunity to do that early on, and instead went with the robotic and continued what Mech 5 did, or MWO did. And I just feel like, again, with the sort of scale factor, so many people wanted rescale, you know, wanted this scaling to be hashed out in this world that now looks like you can live in. Like that's a you know, that's a door, that's a huge you know, like I feel that, okay, yeah, I get it. I can see people walking around here, and hopefully that's another thing that maybe we see in the future through via mods or even official support, is infantry, or, you know, and yes, they're going to be murdered, but that is sort of, that is sort of what happens when you're a grunt in a battle tech, you know, universe, is there's gonna be lots of murder. But overall, you can see this mission is pretty straightforward. We're gonna run into a mech here just shortly, a spider, and again, very springy, very, very agile, but we are using the AI mod that I mentioned earlier, so make sure to check that out, and it's called the Tabletop AI mod. I'll have a link for that down below in the description, and I'll probably be doing a dedicated video on it once I get more time, so you guys are sort of watching this unfold as I am. I'm not sure how much it changes the AI of the tanks. I'm assuming it changes everything. Oh, hello. Scorpion. Scorpions, man, those things are great great tanks. Annoying as shit. But looks like,
I'm picking up additional enemy units headed your way, Commander. Watch out.
Let's keep an eye out. And this is one of the things where radar, you know, I would actually be okay with not all mechs having very good radar. Maybe they only have forward projection radar, but some mechs have 360 and stuff. You could really make it into role warfare, something that we never had in Mechwarrior Online, something that we could have in Mech 5 Mercenaries. But again, like I said, that really just depends on the overall design, and I don't know if it's gonna be in that depth that, you know, we want, but maybe Maybe mods will fix that. All right, so I saw a spider. Let's see where he goes, or does he come at me? Are you gonna come at me, bro? I don't know what he's gonna do with this new AI. I'm actually sort of intrigued. Looks like he might be trying to kite me. Let's see if I can get another volley off here. If he is, that's very interesting. Ooh, that was a good hit. Yeah, we'll take that. He doesn't have the range though. There's another hit. Hey, buddy. CT's open. Oh, no, tank. Look. That's also another thing too with the weapons and how they're designed. It really puts these mechs in a weird position that only have like 1 medium, 2 medium lasers, to where to engage they have to close in, right? Of course, and they are limited here to what they can do. I'm gonna go kill this vehicle first before. There we go. All right. Gonna one more shot to the CT here. Just lead him just a bit. I used that zoom there. Wait till he makes a mistake. There we go. CT is red. And oh, missed. Whoa, jump jets. Look at that. Hey, mech's actually utilizing jump jets. That's our first time we've ever seen that. That is cool. This AI mod said they would use jump jets, and you just saw it right there. That's actually really cool. So kudos. What are you doing over there, bro? All right, you're gonna die against the rock.
Nicely done, Commander. Get to the extraction point. And I'll pick you up.
Oh god, port. Oh. All right, so that's it for this mission. Wow, really cool. I wasn't expecting to see mechs jump jetting. And, you know, again, it's one of those things where going back to animations and unique abilities, that spider is a good sort of, you know, I would say template for that. And we see other mechs too that we're going to come in here, is that outside of just combat and being able to be shot at and stuff, what capabilities do these mechs have? What unique traits or capabilities do these mechs have? Right now, it's none. You know, they don't have a quirk system, a unique quirk system. They don't have any unique abilities. Like I said, the Centurion maybe has a shield ability, you know, other stuff like that. What outside, and that's where I sort of challenge PGI and I challenge the mod teams, are what capabilities? Because without that, this is just very lackluster of what the mechs, even with a full mech lab, which I'd love to see. I just feel like, again, we need to take the evolution of Mechwarrior and really bring it to the new generations with new things being introduced. I feel like the Centurion's a good example of that, is what is its capabilities? If it's one of those where, you know, okay, hey, it could shield. Now you can actually advance on the enemy really quick or retreat and have that shield up, and that shield, again, maybe deflects shots, maybe is really tanky, maybe it, you know, again, what can a cicada, what can a spider do outside of just combat when it really relies just on that? Is it able to call in artillery? Is it a pop smoke? But hey, this mech can see through smoke. Like if that spider was able to pop defensive smoke, or maybe use an offensive, and it can see through it, that would be a lot different. And again, I think it'd be really cool. You could use that, right? Where you know, you pop some type of chaff and it breaks locks. Stuff like that. All right, so we only had 4. Obviously, we weren't able to get that here. We're gonna switch it to value here. Okay, we got a PPC and we got 2 burstfire AC-10s or AC-5s. We're gonna go and take those. That's a good catch there. Of course, we were not able to get the spider. Now, some of you guys may be used to Battletech by HBS and their salvage system. I actually like this as well. I think it's a different take. I think it's one of those where it's like, it's you negotiating, right, how much salvage that you're able to have, right? And if you have enough salvage, you get the entire mech. And I actually do enjoy that. Obviously, that means you can get mechs more often than not as you progress with a certain employer. As you get that reputation cost and you get that up, that means mechs are available. So until then, it's like, hey, you know, no, you know, especially as you move on and mediums and heavies and assaults become more and more and more. All right, so again, we leveled up there. Skill reduces the chance of overheating while increase equipment cooldown times, which is always a good thing. And 50,000 in repairs. All right, here we go again. This is another thing where I think this is really cool. It gives you some information, you know, medium class lasers. Okay, cool. you know, the Spider is one of those things where maybe it gets a unique ability to jump jets, or you know, to where maybe it can burst and do these quick, like almost like you know, Armored Core, you know, esque movements where it can sprint. I'm just, you know, I'm just thinking outside the box of give these mechs unique abilities to where maybe it could burst sideways, right? It's got these, you know, vertical side, and, you know, it can sort of be very quick in the movement. That makes the Spider then a lot different in these engagements. Either you as a player utilizing the mech, and then of course as AI. The Spider mech might be small, but it's also fast. Excellent work taking it out. Thanks to your Raider forces have been all but eliminated and the infrastructure destroyed. Best of all, I just heard back from Spears, the mining company. Couldn't be happier with our efforts and have expedited the transport contract aboard the inboard jump ship. We're about to get it given a second life, Commander. Again, I feel like I didn't really, you know, that mission and setting, I didn't feel like it was lived in, you know, and that's where I feel like infantry and like vehicles and comms chatter and, you know, stuff could really be added to where it could be filled, you know, lived in. And I feel like I'm a part of this thing and this adventure. But yeah, anyways, that was Takedown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Did you enjoy this video? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts on these missions? What are your thoughts on the animations? What are your thoughts on the unique capabilities and or things and mechs can do or can't do? Are you happy with where it's at, or do you like the current mech lab? Lots of questions, and of course I'd love to hear your answers. I go through every single comment, and just want to say thank you again. Speaking of, make sure to like, subscribe if you like this kind of content, and if you do, make sure to check out us live on Twitch, as I mentioned, where we stream every single week. And of course, on Wednesday, we stream Mechwarrior 5. So if you'd like to join that, or Mechwarrior Online, or Battletech, or other games, that is twitch.tv/NGNGTV. Check us out also on Patreon if you guys want to support me on a personal level. It helps my Hobbit life, and of course my Hobbit wife and my Hobbit dogs, all the things. If you guys would like to support that, check that out. Link is in chat, but don't feel pressure. Guys, this has been another mission of Mechwarrior 5. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'll have all the links for all of the mods I've used in the description down below. Make sure to head over to their Nexus page, give them a comment after you used them. I will be doing a review of this AI mod, but I will say I was quite impressed with how the AI was operating there. Little things I've noticed, because I just did that mission prior to this past week, and that Spider usually closes in range and you can kill him really quick. If you notice, he was actually kiting. He closed in, got a few shots, pulled a range, and was using jump jets. Obviously that mech is very limited as far as what weapons it can use at what ranges and so forth and so on. But anyways, very cool. I'm intrigued to see what that's going to do to gameplay and how that's going to change it out. So make sure to leave them an endorsement after you've used it if you like it. And of course, if you have other mods that you'd like to see me use on this playthrough, feel free to leave that information down below. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys on the next video. Until next time. What do you want, Fahad? You are ugly as sin, sir. You know that? I'm already annoyed. You haven't even spoke. What's up with your head?